Hello, experimenting with the curlers. Um, I had to say something about Tulsa, Oklahoma, and the killing of that unarmed man, black man again, and you know, police, Black lives do matter, and that doesn't mean because you shot somebody that we say, that the person is important and that their life did matter. That just as much as anybody else's life, regardless of their occupation. Doesn't mean that you have to be a double-binding and hypocrite and accuse us of being the ones that like it's a terrible thing I see where they victimize the victims in the police thing. It's just and it's the same routine, it's the same thing, and it shows that our policies, like the police, they're attacking the citizens. Oh, they don't this and that, and they disrespecting the citizens in doing so. When if they was get out of their little revolving door that the police always talk about, oh, justice system's a revolving door. If they step out and use the side door once in a while, get out of the revolving door and look at what is the initial problem. The thing is, people want to solve it. Nobody wants to point fingers or talk what the price of rice in China is. They want solutions. And the solutions stem down to the baseline. When it comes to you have a family and everything, it boils down to these days you gotta have a job and you have to have money to take care of family. The same thing and if you have financial problems, your solution is you either have to bring in more money or stop spending as much money or both. And the solution here is we have to stop doing the same things that keep causing the problem. The rest of us ain't in that revolving door. This is not the 80s and this is not the 90s. We have a lot of people that are not violent that are locked up. And we have a lot of violent people that are running around. Because most of the non-violent people were junkies and alcoholics and doing petty crime or selling nickel backs or something on the corner or dime bags or crack or whatever on the corner, right? Those are all locked up for a long time. So you have violent people out here. But the working class people, the ones that are trying to do the right thing, they not really if the police ain't really that scared of them. They're not scared of them at all. They weren't scared of that man. He had his hands up. But the bad part is that they have they go to the mentality of a 6-year-old where they say a lie like his hands are up, like what I'm saying, like the first thing they should be thinking about is, in the first place, when you get on a job like that and you're that scared, it's because you don't have good training. If they put you out there as a cashier the first time to handle money, you didn't have good training. You're gonna be nervous. You're gonna be anxious. All type of chemicals are gonna explode into your body, testosterone, whatever, depending on your gender. But so that's a lack of training, and their lack of training is that right now we have a problem. We have a problem where we have like people like Trump that had universities that didn't teach kids. We have problems right now where the real problem, like if you look at Detroit, as for example, Detroit was a music industry mogul run by black men, by black people who were making a lot of money. They were more respected, the musicians, in Europe than they was in the United States, right? So what they do? They bought out Motown, and then we had, as soon as the white people took over, they put out the White Album and brought the Beatles over here from Britain, right? Okay, and then what else did they do to Detroit? The car industry. It went overseas to different countries, like China, and like here, right? They made black people ashamed to be able to feed 14 people on picking cotton, because you have big family. Maybe family was out there too. You know, everybody was able to afford a car, and your mama had a washing machine. You had your radio, your TV, your telephone. But anyway, regardless, now that all that's over in Indonesia. What do you think Vietnam War was about? They napalmed the whole jungle, and now you have textile factories there, where you had textile factories up in New York. So so the cotton industry went to like India. Well, anyway, they all went overseas. Right? We don't have the business here. So that's what happened with Detroit. So their money went overseas. The people that had money went overseas. The people that was left there was at a lower tax bracket. So the police wasn't getting paid as much because they wasn't getting that bigger tax revenue. And these were people that was working in McDonald's, Burger King, working for the city, working for the government. So you had a big gap in the pay thing. And then you had a high homeless rate because of people coming out of jail. Because like they went to jail, they were there for one night. That one night ruins their whole life. So here this policeman acting like they murdered somebody is not destroying. My condolences to the wife and the family of this man. Because like that affects everybody. And it doesn't affect the policeman that way because even if he gets suspended, he still gets suspended with pay. So his family's not going to fucking lose a fucking meal. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to have the extra expense of burying somebody, extra expense of what an ambulance ride costs, expensive medical. These things are not like, this is a capitalist society. Our base is run on money. So the money went out of Detroit. So what do? The people that left, are basically victims. All right, okay. So like they can't pay the water bill, so we'll raise the price. We'll raise the electric. We'll raise the price of trash. And they just have fewer people there with a lot less income to take care of a large city. But they didn't comprehend that because they were in the state of punishing the victims. That man that got shot with his hands up is a victim of police brutality. There's no excuse. But they have plenty of them. I could write a book right now. Police's excuse, 900 ways. But see, the bottom line is that they are part of society, and if we lose our constitutional rights, our First Amendment, our third and our fourth, we're not going to lose our second. Not with the NRA up in there. They make millions of dollars. They have wars overseas. They're just killing each other all willy-nilly over in the Middle East and over there, right? And like we had a mad bomber over on the East Coast in New York and Jersey. One man, right? One man. These are the type of people you're going to have to get used to. Because, even if the regular citizens or the people with black lives don't realize when you declare war on drugs, you were declaring war on citizens. They're over there being victimized like they always been victimized, just like a Jim Crow. Here, there's no difference. There's no difference in Memphis. The police is fucking sick as shit. Every time I call them, they want to know what my diagnosis is. When I tell them hypertensive, they go ahead, beat my ass, put me up to get violated by a psychiatrist. So what does he do? He puts me on medicine and stops me from having a stroke. Why can't they realize just because, their problem is because of our school systems being so poor? And I say, yes, there could be a conspiracy because there can't be this many people having this many problems. And if it takes one generation to fuck it up for the next 6 generations, it takes one generation to unfuck it up. They're not going to tell you, that when this country was built, it was built where they're going to have the corporations, the companies, number one. That's why slavery, to make money, industry, to be in manufacturing, because that's how you made money. That's how they generated money back then, by goods. They had to export. Now, only thing we're doing is getting shit brought in here. Look at Walmart's. Look at Target's. Look at the Family Dollar Tree. Look at the Family Dollar, whatever. Look at those stores. Look at Kmart's. Look what stuff they bring in. Look at the business that have lost. Look at the business that we don't have anymore, like the mom and pop. Even McDonald's is all overseas. They're all having a tax haven overseas. Well, we're sitting here, we're paying taxes. We're buying the goods. We're getting taxed when we buy the goods. We're getting taxed when we get the paycheck. We're getting taxed on our property. It's like your car, your home. You have anyway, and you probably got a mortgage and a student loan. And then you have people like Trump that are actually, from all I'm hearing from the news report, it's just a con that is busy cybering money out of the poor. And has a few little, those few little real black motherfuckers hanging around him. You know, they supposed to represent all the black folks. You know, they're the type that would look at me and tell me, "Oh, you think you're white?" You know, I'm like, "Nah, bitch." Because you is a sick, sadistic, I think they call them schizoid ass motherfuckers if you think you can read my mind. If you think you hearing my mind, you're a sick bitch. If Jesus is talking to you, you still might have a problem. But let me tell you something. That is called your it. It's called your conscience. And if you could comprehend your ass with both hands tied behind your back, you would know this. That's you. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to continue being in a revolving door. You don't have to continue to think somebody's better than you because you think you so damn fucking lower than a cockroach under a rock, bitch. And if you think you are, then you is. Get up off your goddamn 6, 8 legs, whatever, motherfucker, and stand on. How many legs a cockroach has? Now, let me start with the roach. Anyway, get off your ass or get off your stomach. You know, and realize that, you know, if you're shooting black people and you're a policeman for whatever reason, and you think, we gotta feel sorry for the policeman. The thing is that I don't know how many more disrespectful acts you could do. Because you're looking at people that could empathize and comprehend. And you're incorrigible. Because in the sense that you keep continuing doing the wrong thing and knowing you're doing the wrong thing, but you expect something fucking different to happen. You've been doing this shit, the same type of shit that you've been doing since the 80s. The shit didn't work then. It didn't start off working. I hear motherfuckers talking about, well, this is the tour. Well, if it's supposed to be such a detour, if you're supposed to be a Christian, you believe in Jesus, well, all his prophets was in the prison, so there shouldn't be anybody in jail anyway. So, you know, in my mind, I'm hearing you say one thing, but you're doing a total different thing. It's very confusing chaos. But I finally decided it's just because you can't comprehend, you can't empathize with somebody else. And you can't make any solutions. Because you're too busy being jealous and judging other people and finding faults in everybody else to realize, hey, we got to fix this together. It's like Hillary said, we're stronger together. But the more devices, and we're fractured so bad that it's disgusting that the police act like that they're the ones with the guns, they're the ones with the tanks, they're the ones with percussion and the tasers and all this other war tools talking about we're out to get you. No. If you are the one killing, it's not a matter about who out getting who. If that's not your intent, then your intent should be, let's solve this. Like grown-ups. We're no longer adolescents or pre-voting adolescents sitting around jerking off all fucking day. This is not annuity. This has been going on a long time. And you should think that, the training they have now maybe has been infiltrated by some type of retarded Russian spy or some Ku Klux Klan, or neo-Nazi motherfucker that doesn't understand that they're undermining the security of the United States. I have to say they did a good job having the people over in the trifecta area in Nicopolis to look for the person that did it. Because it wasn't without the cooperation of the community. Like I said, we're stronger together, just like Hillary. And Hillary is a hell lot better than Trump. She's no Bernie Sanders. Anyway, but the problem is, instead of like, oh well, Black Lives is a terrorist group. I don't even know how the police can fix your mouth to say a lie. The same way I don't know how you fix your face to say that man wasn't cooperating. You probably told him to go get his registration and driver's license. You probably need to retrain these people, and it's probably for their benefit because mentally they need to be fixed and get the fuck off the revolving door.